Okay, this is Bob and Shep's Wrestling Podcast Review, Episode 3. That's number 3 to people who don't speak French. This week we're going to talk about Raw again. We just watched the draft, basically.
Fast forward mostly, but
we resorted to not actually watching Raw. So we're just fast forwarding it because we can't be asked to watch the wrestling.
But we did see a lot of it in fast forward, so that counts.
Yeah, that counts.
But, I think we should start with a little correction from last week. One of our listeners, he's actually a pro wrestler, James the Bruiser Bosnich, who wrestles, I believe...
chickens and stuff.
But he wrestles. He explained that the Undertaker's funeral business is actually taking off quite well.
Apparently so. Apparently it is taking off quite well.
Apparently he gets most of his business because he dies quite a lot, and they have to pay for his funerals. So.
Yes, but who's paying for them though? Because surely he's paying his own funerals.
Well, no, because when you die, you don't pay for your funeral, do you? I suppose you pay for your estate, but Paul Bearer and the rest of his family probably has fun.
Kane and
didn't
he marry someone else at some point? Wasn't he going out with someone? No, Kane was going out.
Kane was going out with someone called Tory, but not Tory Wilson. Some other Tory.
Some
conservative.
MP.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But so that's
the correction. Yeah.
We're sorry about that, Bruiser. Please don't powerbomb us through tables.
Kill us, Collar. Basically we'll move on to Raw. They're still doing this $1 million giveaway.
The $1 million giveaway. Well, it's still shockingly bad. But
yes. Not even Gabe didn't get a mention this week. He must have been quite angry.
As his biggest fan, I was a bit disappointed by his contribution this week. But
okay, well, what he did this week, which is what he's done every week, is just hand out a phone number. Because that's all he does. Yeah, you've not grasped this, have you? You don't understand the fact that he's not a wrestler. He's just a bloke that gives phone numbers out.
Well, he did it really well in the first couple of weeks. I think he could.
The only way he's going to get signed is probably by BT or someone like that. He's not going to get signed as a wrestler.
I don't know. I remain optimistic that one day he will break through the ranks of the World Wrestling Federation.
Well, what else happened on Raw? Yeah, we had the draft, of course. Some interesting draft picks.
Before we go on to that, I think we should mention some bit more about the $1 million giveaway. They had the Great Khali.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And he was absolutely phenomenal. What would you do if you got a phone call from someone and all it was just an Indian bloke
going blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's all he does.
It was really good, and I like the translations that the commentators were giving, although I think they were probably wrong. It was more like, what the hell am I doing here?
Well, you speak Indian, so you should know.
Well, yeah, I do. He was probably saying something like, I've got a mole between my nipples.
I've got 3 nipples. Because he has.
He has.
But that mole is huge. It's probably as big as Rey Mysterio's head. It's massive.
What, in circumference or,
Oh, right, we're going into pedantics now, are we?
But anyway, he did well on the $1 million giveaway. That was a real
He didn't give them $1 million. It's not really $1 million giveaway. I suppose they give away $1 million in a night, but it's a bit of a trick, isn't it? You think that he's going to give $1 million to one person, but no.
But yeah, what did you think at the end? I mean, can you believe the show went on after that? I think that's appalling. When that happens, they should cut the cameras.
Yeah, they should.
Because he was in serious pain, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, they did it for Big Brother.
Yeah.
Because someone spat in someone's face. I mean, this is a sport where people are punching each other in the head, yet they cut when, someone is in a serious accident and... Vince has got no legs left now. He can't walk.
Yeah, I mean that you saw that what was it? Part of the stage fell onto his legs,
on Vince's...
and he said quite clearly, "I can't feel my legs."
Yeah, Paul. He called Triple H by his real name. So if that means it's not real, then I mean WWE would never deceive anybody like that.
I know. I mean he was feeling Paul's legs at the time, saying, "I can't feel my legs." I'm not sure if he Paul's legs were his.
That could be an excuse.
But yeah, it was very serious.
It's good to see Edge doing a face turn and running to help him.
Yeah, that was...
Surely if he was...
I think because it was so serious, they had to, do so.
Even someone that's unethical in your worldview as Edge. Bob hates Edge because he deems him unethical. I don't see what Edge... What does Edge do that is unethical?
Well, he uses weapons and he cheats.
Well, he uses weapons. So, soldiers in the war use weapons.
Yeah, but that's
unethical.
That's war. This is sport. It's not fair.
Okay. Okay, what about in fencing? They use weapons and that's a sport?
Yeah, but
are they all unethical?
They've both got weapons, so it's fair. But
okay, well...
Edge is a cheat. I don't want to really talk about him. I don't like him very much.
But what about his clash with Batista that happened on Raw?
What happened there?
Well,
They
what,
just...
what happened? Well, they headbutted each other. You were watching it. What do you mean, what happened?
Wasn't it really funny though? They just didn't know where they were, and John Cena kept punching him after he was concussed. And...
Yeah, well, John Cena is so unethical. You say Edge is unethical. I think John Cena is unethical.
Oh,
and John Cena uses weapons to kill people, apparently, because he's in the army.
It's different.
Even though he's not. We went through this before. He's not a Marine.
I think he is. Anyway.
So Edge and Batista had this horrific
that was pretty bad.
sort of head-to-head.
They just looked at each other and said, "Let's butt heads." And
that proves that's one of the points that proves wrestling's real, because you know they weren't you know, people say, "Oh, they tell each other what they're going to do." That's rubbish.
Yeah, I mean, what
rubbish.
What Edge told him beforehand? Let's run into each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Crack his skull open.
Yeah, let's bleed loads and be really stupid.
I'm sure Batista would have been like, "Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
That sounds like a great idea."
But then Batista doesn't get much of a say, being an animal.
True, it was just more of a growl, wasn't it? And
yeah, it was.
Just sort of agreed.
So yeah, that happened, and then what else happened? Oh, JR got drafted to SmackDown.
He looked furious about it.
Oh, he was furious.
He looked very, very angry.
I mean, his lip was quivering with rage.
That's pretty much getting demoted, isn't it? Going to SmackDown. It is really, isn't it? To be honest, who's on SmackDown?
I guess who's on the Triple H, one of the biggest stars, is going to be going to SmackDown.
Probably not too happy about that.
The Rock was the pioneer of SmackDown.
Yeah, he did open up SmackDown Hotel, didn't he?
Did he?
Yeah, that's his business. You can actually go and stay in SmackDown Hotel.
What? He owns a hotel called SmackDown?
Not really, but that's a fake part of wrestling. I don't know why they did that. But
why would they invent that?
I don't know.
That's a stupid thing to...
But with all seriousness about Mr. McMahon's injury, do you reckon they're playing on the whole Final Destination? Have you seen that film?
I have seen them, yeah.
Where basically they were supposed to die a year ago, and McMahon
was supposed to. Well, he did die a year ago.
He did die a year ago,
but then he was like the Undertaker. He was brought back to life.
Yeah, and I think death is now trying to chase after him and kill him.
But he couldn't fully die. He has to just be crippled.
True.
So do you reckon him and Vicky Guerrero are going to have a wheelchair match or something? Because they might as well.
They probably should. But anyway, moving on from Raw, because it was pretty bad apart from the serious incident at the end. Yeah,
it was bad. No Paul Burchill this week for you to slate.
God, no. When there was that women's match though, where someone got.
Melina fell over and twisted her ankle. Yeah,
got beaten up afterwards.
Yeah,
that's it on wrestling. If you get seriously injured, that's just another.
You just fodder for getting kicked in the face.
It's not very nice at all.
It's definitely not, and fair play to Melina. I hope she recovers soon. But I don't give two shits about the women's wrestling, to be honest.
Why? Don't you think...
I don't think...
What do you think of the Glamazon?
She is the perfect mixture of strength and beauty. But I don't want to see her wearing pants wrestling someone else.
Why not?
I just like men in pants. I'm going to come out with it.
Okay.
That's what I watch it for.
Fair enough.
What's the point in, women grappling? It's
true.
There's websites for things like that, not
yeah,
not
you
sports.
Can't watch it live on Sky
Women
Sports.
should not be playing sports.
That's probably true.
Apart from tennis, maybe. That's about it, really.
But yeah, to move swiftly on from Raw, because it was that bad. We've been watching more Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, we watched Hulk Hogan versus Sting
at Starrcade
in 1997. Yeah,
and that proved that Sting is actually he's a vulture, isn't he?
No, he's not a vulture. Apparently, Bischoff said that We had this discussion last week, is Sting a scorpion or a crow? We couldn't quite decide. But then Bischoff goes and throws something new into the mix and tells that he used to hang around with a vulture on his shoulder.
What was that about?
So he's a crow, a vulture and a scorpion.
He's just loads of different... He's like Brave... What was it? Brave Star, wasn't it? He could be loads of...
Brave, he's Sting Star.
Yeah, he's a wrestling Brave Star.
But what other animal? We're probably going to come up with a toad next or something.
I don't know. But I loved that match, and you didn't like it very much.
No, I didn't. I didn't like it.
What do you think was wrong with it?
I thought it wasn't. It was too athletic for me.
Too dangerous.
It was far too. I mean, there's only so many leg chops that you could take. It's just too dangerous to see someone create nuclear power, the force of a bomb on someone's chest like that. It doesn't make for pleasant view. I know it's a sport, but he should be banned for being radioactive. I stand by that.
I thought it was a good match, though. I was thoroughly entertained by, Hogan kind of stroking Sting's back a little bit. That was quite entertaining.